Alright, so I've been doing this quarterback ranking, and I think there's two consensus elite quarterbacks to add to the mix. Those quarterbacks are Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. We'll begin with Josh Allen. I know a lot of people are going to have him as QB2, and I don't have a lot of disagreement about that. I completely appreciate that viewpoint. I'm actually going to slot him in here at QB4. And we'll get a bit more in depth, but my summary on Josh Allen was he can drag a bad team to playoff success, but may get in the way of a team good enough to win a Super Bowl. So let's delve into this. Obviously, I have a million good things to say about Josh Allen, and this may come across as a bit more of a negative vibe than I want to give off, because I'm sure you're aware of the greatness of Josh Allen. He's got this sort of incredible blend of Big Ben in his prime and Cam Newton in his prime. He can stand there in the pocket and be big and throw lasers and throw with guys hanging off him like Big Ben would, and then he's also got the athletic ability, because not only is he a very good athlete, but he also is built like a linebacker. And so this is what I mean when I talk about dragging a bad team to playoff success. What you may not realise is the Bills haven't been a very good team. They certainly haven't been a very good offense besides Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs is fine as a wide receiver one, and then beyond that they've had nothing. With all due respect, Gabe Davis wouldn't have a name if he wasn't the next up on the depth chart. He shouldn't have been wide receiver 2 for the Bills, but when you are, you're going to get that type of production. And I have to say, some of the play calling I saw here, I know it's not been a completely ideal situation with the coordinating, and maybe Joseph Brady is going to improve for next year, but really this ranking was all about trying to balance out how much of Josh Allen's flaws are the play calling and how much are his flaws. But here's the thing, he is missing opportunities. So when I talk about him not being in a good offense, I wonder if him in a high functioning offense, who would I take? An offense that's capable of winning the Super Bowl? I would rather have a Joe Burrow or a CJ Stroud, because I can trust that they're going to make the throws that they need to make, take these underneath routes that get the drive going, get the offense in rhythm, and then if you take this read, the defense has to clamp down on the underneath stuff, and then you can stretch the field. The Josh Allen offense is one that is just like, drop back and everyone get out the way. I'm going to make it happen. Which, like I'm saying, works about as well with a bad offense as it does with a good offense. And then the other thing I would say is that Josh Allen makes some unbelievable throws, but he also misses far too many. At least when I'm comparing him to Stroud and Burrow, who I've got above him. He may not be missing by a country mile all the time, but with Stroud and Burrow, it's not just about making the throw, it's about putting it in the exact spot that their receiver wants it, with the timing that the receiver wants it with, and with the touch that the receiver wants to receive the ball with. So that's why I have him at 4 and not at 2, because I wouldn't trust him as much as those guys to pull the trigger on every decision that needs to be made, and to make every throw that needs to be made with consistent accuracy and timing. So let's get into Lamar Jackson. For me, he comes in behind all of these guys, narrowly behind Justin Herbert at number 6. My summary for him coming away from the film is you can build a dominant offense around him, but you have to build the offense. So what does that mean? I would love to build an offense around Lamar Jackson. To be clear, I think he's a much better quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa, but if we were evaluating quarterbacks in that offense, that Dolphins offense, he might be right up there. You get him throwing with timing and rhythm, and you have chess pieces all over the place, and then you have his elite athleticism to use as well. You could build something really special with the traits that Lamar Jackson has. Now, my point is that you have to build that offense in the right way, otherwise his flaws start to show up. He has very similar issues with processing as Josh Allen, but I think for different reasons. Josh Allen just looks like he's trying to do it on his own all the time because he feels like he has to. Whereas Lamar Jackson is passing up on reads where I think that's just bad processing. Too many times I'm just confused about why he hasn't taken a certain read. He had the bad decision obviously against the Chiefs in a big moment, AFC Championship game, and he throws it into triple coverage. His pocket movement can be frustrating, so you do need to put him in structure a little bit so that he can find his rhythm. The other thing is that I was kind of shocked by the amount of throws he was missing. I've watched Lamar Jackson on film before, and I knew that his processing wasn't ideal, but I've always thought of him as a very pure thrower. He doesn't have a really explosive arm for this category that we're talking about, but I always thought he was a bit more accurate than I saw watching film this time around. So this is the ranking so far, kind of a short video because we were only looking at a couple of guys here, but this next tier of guys we're probably going to get into 5 or 6 quarterbacks in one video. Let me know what I got wrong, let me know what you agree with, I'll see you next time.